Hi everybody. So this is CA finalist and CA Didi Anshika Jaiswal, and I'm here with you all today for a very long awaited video, which is my journey from Chandigarh to EY Bangalore. And I really apologize for the delay in this video. I promised on LinkedIn that I would share this video weeks ago, but I wasn't able to because I have been busy for the past 10-15 days in relocating and everything. In fact, today was my first day at UB City office, so this is when I'm recording it, so you know when this video was recorded. Alright, so talking about my journey, see, I would first like to start with a very close to my heart failure story. So, my dream since childhood was to get into the topmost commerce college. I knew that I wanted to do my graduation and my future in commerce since I was in the 6th or 7th grade. The reason was simply because I hated science. So I still do, but I scored well in 9th and 10th. So yeah, I wanted to be in the topmost commerce college, and as we all know, in India it's SRCC. So as humongous as that dream was, and it was a common blanket of dream for tons of commerce students. Similarly, it was for me, and I did not make it. Okay, I never made it to SRCC, and I did not even make it close. I was selected in some West off-campus college. Okay, so it was a huge failure for me, but it wasn't something which made me, realize that I had to work hard. I have faced failure before. Okay, it's not just that I had a very cakewalk life. I have faced rejections a lot of times before. It wasn't about the rejection, it was about one thing that I regretted I did not do. And I'll share with you all what I didn't do at the SRCC thing, and I basically lost a seat which could have been mine at that time. So the thing is, during our batch, I am the pass out batch of 12th of 2022 batch. So at that time, there was CUET coming in. Alright. So under CUET, our scores got normalized. So my score already was 756 out of 800. And my score got normalized to 711 out of 800. Okay. It's a good score. I'm not saying it's not good, but it wasn't good enough to get into SRCC. So what happened was, we were allotted colleges on the basis of our preference. So I had filled in 100 plus preferences of Delhi University. Okay, SRCC being the top one. So I got a very 50-60th rank college when I filled in. Okay, and what happened was, I quit in the middle only. The placements in colleges were still going on, and I quit because I had lost the hope that I will never get selected in SRCC. Somebody from my current college told me that in general category, the lowest marks that went into SRCC for that particular year were 630 something. Okay, and I had 711. That was only because that student had stuck till the end. So when everybody had already withdrew their seat, that particular student got her admission in SRCC. And when I got to know about this, I did not just believe it. I checked it online, I checked it everywhere, and it was true. Alright. So that day, I sat down and I spoke to myself that this is something, if I had been patient enough and I hadn't given up, my life would be different altogether. And I would have been in SRCC living the dream of billions of students of India and abroad. And I regret it even today. I am happy with what I am today. I am CA Didi to hundreds of students. I am working as an article trainee at EY. But I was a kid back then. I was hardly 17 or 18 years old when I faced that dilemma that I didn't get into SRCC, because it was a long-lived dream of not just me, my family as well, my mother especially. So I failed, and I did not just fail academically, I failed in the eyes of somebody who I look up to. So even today, it pinches me somehow. And that pinch is something which got me into EY Bangalore. Because I was interviewed in July, I got placed at EY Bangalore in October. So I stayed in the race of getting articleship for 3 entire months and exactly 3 months. I got the first call on a particular date, and then 3 months later, on the exact same date, I got the offer letter. All right. So, without wasting any of your more time, I wanted to tell you this story so that you know me as a person. So, when I share my story, you don't see it through your eyes, you see it through my eyes, and you relate with me more. All right. So, starting off in my journey, I had cleared CA Foundation in December 22. I was in my first year of college, first semester. Then I had taken the November 23 exams of both groups. We used to have 8 subjects, and I took both groups. I passed one, I failed the other, unfortunately. It was because of me, nothing to blame on ICAI or anything else. I didn't study enough for group 2. Then in May 24, I had attempted Unit 2D, only 2 exams because the scheme got changed. So I cleared, and on July 11th, our result was announced. Now, I had applied to EY in the pre-results drive. So I got to know about the pre-results drive on LinkedIn itself. I got to know about a post from some people of EY, I think, or some community of CAs trying to help out the CA aspirants to look for articleship. And I went to the portal directly. I did not know the concept of reference at that time, actually. So this was around June 1st week of this year, 24. So I applied in the pre-results drive, and I got a mail from my HR, my recruiting HR. She wanted some details, probably some 10th, 12th graduation, all those marks, if I'm still pursuing graduation, if what was my attempt for foundation, for inter, how many marks did I score, and all that. So that's what happened before results. Since then, I was never in contact with any of the HRs. I even mailed her twice or thrice that I am in Bangalore. In June 24, I was in Bangalore at my grandfather's place, where I am right now. Actually, I was in the very same room. So I mailed her that she asked me basically if I was available for interview online or offline. So I mentioned both, online if I'm in Chandigarh, offline if I'm in Bangalore, which I am right now in. So she didn't reply. I didn't have any interviews before the results were out. So the results were out on 11 July. I got a call 10 minutes after the results were out, and that was from another HR of EY only, for EY Bangalore. And she asked me if I had cleared. I mentioned I did, and she asked me my score, and she told me to wait. Okay. Then 4 days later, on 15 July, I got another call from the same HR who had mailed me before, and she told me that I had an interview scheduled on the same day for stat audit, and I expressed my gratitude for reaching out to me, but I told her that I haven't been in contact with any of the subjects lately, and since the interview is in 4 hours, I can't really prepare well. So I told her that please can you reschedule it a bit and maybe postpone to tomorrow. She wasn't able to do that because there was a lot of things going on with EY. So it was a busy season. So she told me that today is the only option. So I said yes at that moment. I had to. I didn't have any choice. So I was in college at that time with my friends. I was hanging out. So I had to prepare everything in those very 4 hours. And I had to travel from my college to my home back. I had to get dressed formally. I had to set up the system entirely of Microsoft Teams. So it took me a while. I only had 2 hours to prepare. So I prepared well. I had my interview at 5 p.m. on the very day. And you will be surprised to know what kind of an interview I had. So the interview was Stat Audit and EY Bangalore. So my interviewer, he asked me 35 questions in 9 minutes. So most of you might think that I might have said pass to most of the questions, but that's not the case. I did not say pass to any of the questions, and it was like a rapid fire round. I'll explain you how. So it was 35 plus questions in 9 minutes. Okay, I kept a record of how many minutes was the interview and how many questions were asked. So it was only for me that it happened. for you or for anybody else. I have seen interviews having happened for 1+ hours and 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes. I have seen interviews like that because the HR quickly grabs to know how well are you prepared and are you fit for the role or not. So I'm not boasting about myself, but I'm telling you that it was a rapid fire round. Any question he asked, I had a very simple, straight answer to that. I wasn't beating around the bush. I was giving him the exact answers what he needed. For example, he told me that on the basis of AS26, how would you differentiate between tangible and intangible assets? Now, any person would just give a layman meaning. All right, what's tangible, what's intangible? I straight away started my answer with that okay, tangible assets are depreciated and intangible ones are amortized on the basis of AS26. And he just moved to the next question. And I was explaining further that tangible assets are this, that. And he just said, no, I got my answer. Let's move to the next question. So this scenario where I answered in a second, okay, I didn't take any time. I just answered in one line and he moved to the next question. This happened a lot with me in the entire interview, in those 9 minutes. This happened a lot with me. And I think that was a plus point for me because he was quite impressed. Okay, I was using some very fancy words in the interview. Like he asked me, for instance, how are trade receivables audited? What will you do? So I started off by quoting essays that I will compare the last year's financials with this year financials. I would compare the last year balances, the trend analysis, ratio analysis, and somewhere I said I will do some analytical procedures. He asked me what are those. I explained. He said, okay, give examples. I did. I ended up giving example of aging analysis. And this is something which is, very broad concept. So he was very intrigued with that question. So with that answer. So he questioned me, what is aging analysis? And I explained it to him. Then he said, all right, since when do we start aging analysis? I got a bit stuck there because it's something that slipped out of my mind after appearing for the CA inter exams. So I made a very common assumption, the first common assumption that came to my mind, and which made sense to me. So I told him that answer and he was like, okay, right. And when do we end it? I again made the first common assumption and that was right again. So it wasn't just that I was well prepared. My mind was at its highest pitch at that moment. So I was thinking too fast, okay, like in milliseconds. So that's how my interview went. That may give you an idea. So I thought I got rejected later because he told me after the interview that I will refer your CV to the HR. I was like, great. And I did not receive any calls from EY Bangalore for another 2-3 months. No mails, nothing. So I just assumed that I got rejected. I applied in different firms, GT, BDO, other big fours, and even big tens. Okay, I got calls from some, but I was never interviewed. And I made this assumption that because my degree is not complete, so nobody wants me to relocate at this moment because they'll have to give me offs when I'll have my exams. I'll have to come back to Chandigarh, right? Then I hadn't cleared in the first attempt. So, of course, others would be preferred over me. But actually, the reason was I talked to many seniors and they told me that the reason actually is your college. So if it was complete, I would have been shortlisted. Then, months later, I had decided to start my articleship in Chandigarh itself. There were some friends, they were helping me out to get articleship at some of the good firms, topmost firms, mid-size in Chandigarh. I was actually, in fact, getting ready for the interview and I got a call from the same HR at Bangalore. And she asked me if I was still available. And I told her, yes, I am. And she said, all right, I'll confirm to you by tomorrow if there's a place because the positions were got filled. And if there's another position, we'll inform you. I said, all right. Now, I knew that nothing can happen in October because it's the ending. I have to get myself registered by 31st. Otherwise, my CA final time would delay. But she called and she told me that unofficially it's a yes. Just wait for 2-3 days and I'll talk to your partner and then the date will be confirmed. So I got a call on Monday when I posted that I got into EY, and I was confirmed with the date. Of course, I prolonged it. I was offered 21st as joining. I made it 25th because I had to relocate. So that's how the onboarding started. Later, I got my offer letter. I had to do some pre-offer formalities for the same, and a lot of formalities after on also, where I had to fill in all my documents, my Aadhaar card number, a lot of digital signatures, signing, a lot of things happening around here. So finally, I made it to EY Bangalore, and I think the only thing that helped me here was the thing that I started telling you guys. It was to stick around till the end. And I have seen people who were forced to reject Big Four offers because they had joined some mid-sized firm in September or August for that matter. Okay, worrying that we did not get any callbacks in the first month. So there's this common assumption that if you're not called back in the first month, then you're rejected. But that's not the case. Unless and until you're getting a mail that you were rejected, you are not. The onboarding process is still going on. So I think you should never give up and keep your options open. Like I did, I had Chandigarh as an option every time, so I never applied anywhere else. I had made a promise to myself and my family that I would only move out of the city if I get placed in some other big force. But if I'm not getting anywhere else, I'll just stay here. I won't go around for another organization. So that's my story for now. And you'll have to stay connected to my YouTube channel, CA Didi, for any further videos that I come up with. And thank you for listening calmly. And I hope that my story inspires patience in you, or any kind of inspiration to us to dream big, dream huge. And actually, I think the only advice I would give you as an article trainee at EY is that people will try to demotivate you. People will try to push you down. Nazar is a real thing. Trust me, I've faced it. And people are going to be negative about you, even on behind your back, even if they're good friends at your face. But I think the only thing you should focus on is being a phoenix, be resilient like a child, and be good to your family, because they're the only ones who actually care about you. So focus on them. If they are supporting you, good enough. If they're not, try to seek their support and do well in life. Make them proud. Make yourself proud. Make that 10 years younger version of you proud. Whenever I face any problem in life, I just look back at the 10-year-old Anshika. I'm 20 right now, so I look at the 10-year-old back Anshika, and I imagine that what would she want her future self to be like. So it gives me motivation to strive harder, to work harder for my goals. And I think that's the kind of motivation everybody deserves. So yeah, do that. That's a tip from my side. And stay connected to my YouTube channel for more such videos. And if you have any suggestions for any videos I should make, please comment down below. If you need any guidance on how to apply to any Big Four or any organization, just comment down below and I will try my best to come up with a video very soon. And thank you for listening. Have a good day and happy Diwali. See you all.